Hello, Armchair Generals. My name is Tom, and I'm back with my Japanese campaign in the Hearts of Iron 3 game using the Black Ice 10.43 modification here. Where we left off, we just actually started war with China about a week earlier. And surprisingly, this is a great surprise to me, we actually won in Tianjin very handily. Normally, I'm seeing in my campaigns, and I've played dozens of Japanese campaigns through various iterations of vanilla Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice mod versions. Usually, I see Beijing and Tianjin be a long, drawn-out type battle where it usually takes about a month, sometimes two, to fight my way through. I'm kind of thinking the bombers I had tasked from here uh, helped out in the battles in Tianjin, so I'll retask them over to Beijing and see if we can get that cleared up. We've gotten actually succeeded in all of our western provinces we attacked. We just haven't moved into here yet with the Expeditionary Corps. And real quick, there's one other conflict occurring that is of great importance, and that's here, the Spanish Civil War. If you see the nationalists, the Spanish nationalists, Spanish state, have actually done quite well for themselves here. The Spanish Republic, the communist here, they they don't have too much remaining. Their surrender here is gonna get there here pretty quick. I think once let's take a look at their victory locations. There's still one here, Barcelona, that needs to be taken. And let's see, how much is Barcelona worth? 10 points. Um, and then we have Almeria, it's worth one, and Murcia, that's worth two. That's where their capital is currently, which is a bit odd since Barcelona is a bit of a more important city. I have a feeling, based upon the trajectory, that I'm guessing the Spanish nationalists are taking here against the Republicans. We'll see Barcelona taken very quickly here, and that should wrap up the Spanish Civil War, which started late last year, if I remember right. Usually I see this kind of campaign take anywhere from a matter of months. Actually, I've seen the nationalists win in just a couple of months, to as long as even 2.5 years before one side or the other has won. So that's interesting conflict that we'll keep an eye on here. Not that they're going to influence any of what Japan has to do on the other side of the world, but nonetheless, that is pretty cool event scenario there to be keeping an eye on. In the meantime, what we'll keep an eye on here is our own conflict that's growing. We only have one battle that's going at this point in time. That's Beijing. I do have a couple of units that just arrived. However, several of them, as you can see, they're not eligible for attack just yet. One's actually under attack at this point in time. It says 79 to 86 hours. That's 3 to 4 days. We're gonna have to wait here before they're eligible. And I got more pouring in, of course. I got about 10 divisions total that'll be coming here in Tianjin. Once they do arrive, I'll have them swing up for support on Beijing. They're not actually going to move; they'll provide support here, so that way we can open up the front a little bit more, gain a bit of a higher width. We can throw more units into the battle. We can see that the defensive line here is not terribly strong. They've got six regular units, one of which is a cavalry, and then a militia, fastest militia, um, as their main frontline army. And then, whatever reason, the I always see the conscripts here in various areas of China, but also in Russia and other places, Poland, for example, that have conscripts. They don't seem to actually get involved in the battle in the latest 10.4x version of the Black Ice mod. Not sure if it's by design or if there's like maybe another feature to them that I'm not aware of. But in any event, this battle should be winding down here in a matter of weeks. We do have a supply offer. They want to buy. US wants to buy some supplies for money, which we're not really hurting too badly for money. I mean, we're going down a buck a day, but we could use an extra $9. That'd be fine. No decisions really. Units in poor supply, and that's because of this port here. If we take a look at our supply, the main port here that we had all our combat supplies being drawn from. Um, the amount that they receive each day is far less than what is actually being required. The good news is, though, we've just taken Tianjin, so while the infrastructure is kind of a bit wrecked there, and we just took it, it's going to take a little bit of time for this to get converted over into a supply depot. It will. I may have to manually tell the AI to send convoys here with supply and fuel. But once it does, the amount of supply that it can handle is should be greater than what Tangshan is able to do, just because of the size of the port. But we'll wait on that a little bit here. I also had in a decision back on the first last week where we requisitioned some shipping, but I totally forgot about it in my rush to get to war and get to combat here. Those type of decisions, which occur from time to time, usually very initial stages, initial days of combat, that you have new combat with another country, but sometimes with like Japan, even Germany, you'll see that type of decision come back, another year or two, where you can requisition more vessels for shipping. You can use these auxiliary vessels in Black Ice 3 as transport ships, but their main idea is to be used as landing craft, mainly because the landing craft that we do have, we only have one of them, and it's an assault ship as well. So I mean, it doesn't really hold. It holds 120. So actually, I think it holds a bit more than a landing craft. I think its range is a bit less than standard landing craft. The auxiliary ships are they're not all that great. The amount that they can hold is a bit less than landing craft and assault flotillas, and their range is much less as well. But they're free, with the exception of we had to pay a little bit of IC there. You can see on the very bottom the amount of IC I'm losing is 2.5% due to requisitioning some fleets. But this actually we will go ahead and use. They're they're free in as much that once they've requisitioned, you can actually pop them up to your top of your production queue, which I forgot to do back on the first, and they'll instantly appear the very next day. So we'll be handling that here on the ninth. They do cost a little bit of IC, and once that blows through here, then we'll go back to producing our units as we need. So let's go ahead and proceed a little bit further here. We just have the one conflict going on at this point in time. Um, I do have, let's see, I thought I had some units going here. We have won another battle in the Taiwan Strait. This is another. I didn't look up here to see if I had a naval conflict, but I doubt I had one in the last 3 to 4 hours that I turned my attention away. So it must be like some sort of ghost Chinese ship, if you will, that's refusing to get engaged in combat with the fleet that have arrayed here. But nonetheless, I thought I had, like I said, some units. I know these guys, they're out of supply, so yeah, they actually, we can move them. Typically, when you're out of supply, you cannot move into enemy territory, but you can move into friendly territory. And fortunately, I've got some friends in Manchukuo and Menjiang that are also pressing forward with their claims into northern China here. Looks like Menjiang moved in a cavalry or a unit rather here, probably cavalry. Um, and they also did as well here. So I can move these out supply units into there, and that'll be fine. I thought I was attacking this province, but I guess I might be entirely mistaken on that. Let's redo that here. I'm yeah, I'm not sure what may have happened there. I could have sworn that I was attacking up and down this western portion here. So they're all going to attack and move in, while the militia, they're just going to go ahead and support. They're going to stay where they're at because they need to provide a bit of a blocker from the Nat Chinese forces here across the river. Alrighty, we'll let the combat go on. I mentioned last episode that I'll try to speed the game up a little bit. I know everybody's time watching this is very valuable, and I don't want to waste your time just droning away, talking, and taking my time playing the game here. I'm trying to keep it steady enough to where things that are happening throughout the game can be viewed by players. Um, for example, now we have a naval combat. This is probably a bunch of destroyers. Yeah, Bunch of destroyers I have that, and also one of my carrier fleets that's attacking. That looks like perhaps a destroyer, Chinese destroyer as well. Yes. But I try to want to make sure that everybody can view the game along with me here. When I play, usually in combat, I'll tick it up to speed 3. Right now we're at speed 2. We may speed up here just a little bit. Yeah, Datong. I know I had attacked Datong earlier and actually had won. Something may have happened though. They lost their destroyer down in the North Taiwan Strait. That's fine. Good, good, good. We have another sell supplies for money. We will accept. And we've got something built here. It's all those auxiliary ships. There's two different types of aux ships here. We have the long range vessels, which have a little bit of a further range, but I think they might carry a little bit less. And then we have the regular auxiliary vessels here. I'm grouping them together. The long range ships are going to be together with themselves here. Sorry about that. My dogs were barking at somebody walking by, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and gather the regular aux ships into their own grouping. And then this will pretty much be the backbone for my assault ships that my Marines need. Alrighty. He has amphibious attack. He's a bit of a too good of a leader to be putting in charge of Ox vessels. That's just simply going to be doing nothing more than delivering my Marines to where they need to be. However, you can see he can carry 200 weight. However, that said, this leader does have the Order of the Rising Sun, which provides a 20% bonus to an amphibious attack. Very, very handy stat. Plus that offensive bonus, also very handy. Another 15% offensive bonus too, for which that I think those offensive bonuses may only carry over for the fleet, perhaps, and not the actual units on it. But I could be wrong. But the amphibious attack, I know, certainly helps out the Marines when they're attacking there. Um, we will assign them to there. And so long as he has the Order of the Rising Sun as well, he's good to go there. We will assign him also. And lastly, 120. So you see 3 of these long-range auxiliary ships are worth, in effect, in carrying capacity to one of these assault ship flotillas. So again, the aux ships, not the greatest, but they're free and they work very, very well. And he has that as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move all 3 of these over to Dalian in preparation for future amphibious assaults coming up. For right now, my army is going to be attacking in here, but eventually, all my Marines that I have a good 5 future, half dozen, but 5 units already to attack. We're going to start with our amphibious assaults here probably in the coming weeks, probably by the end of July in this peninsula here. We're just going to attack all around here and then create a line of defense somewhere where we can kind of push it up a bit here and and hold until we're able to get some reinforcements in. We don't have any just yet, and we probably won't be getting any reinforcements for a little bit here, except for any event reinforcements. The battle plan is after this peninsula is taken and held by regular army units that I get, they will go ahead, the Marines will go ahead and kick off from here as their new base and start land operations, well, I should say landing operations around Shanghai. The reason is we'll be getting some events later this year and into 38 even, where Japanese units will appear in Shanghai to represent historical battles that occurred with the Japanese garrison that fought against the Chinese here in the real war. We'll need to make sure we can take Shanghai so we can get those freebie units and actually then utilize them in other maneuvers. Well, if I don't have, you saw my production queue, I don't have a lot of units, ground units being built. Not that Japan really needs it exactly. They don't. Naval power is what they'll be needing for the long term. But we do need some land forces to be able to take on China in future operations in 41 and onward. I do have 7 more of the specialized speedy light infantry coming up here. Got a couple of armor units that are going to help staff out existing armor divisions that I have, and this Marine Army, which is going to be finished in now September, will be going to my personalized leader unit, the U unit that you saw back up there in Dalian. Um, Side note, before, I'm not sure why, I'm trying to remember now why my unit build time has gone down so drastically, but it was before war started here. I'm pretty sure it was December of this year before that Marine unit be finished, and then about November, late November, before this armor unit be finished. So there was something that occurred, and I don't remember now what it was, but there was something that occurred that helped lower that. It may have been like a law or minister that I may have put in place, perhaps. Could have been even a decision or something like that that I selected that has lowered it. But that's good. That means we'll be getting these guys here pretty soon. Okay, we will proceed further here. Enough talk. The idea is we want to get these units here set up. There we go. They're starting to finish up here. We're going to go ahead and support the attack there. Okay, this is looking better now. Actually, this should be wrapping up pretty quickly. Yes. And I think there may have been an error or something like that happened in the game, but I could have sworn I remembered playing and taking the video of where this attack was kind of stagnating a little bit. It was going to get better. It was going to take forever for the expeditionary force to attack and capture this province. But I had sent those units in to help support. Something may have happened though, where either the save didn't work right. I know I had saved appropriately. I had saved about 1 week into the war. Nonetheless, things are still progressing the way we need to here. We've got all these provinces here. This one we're getting moving into fairly soon. We can actually have all these units also support and speed up that attack. Jumped up from 87 to 94% because we increased the width. We can now have more units attacking here. All these units will be now engaged there. This battle here, still churning on. And how soon before these guys are ready? Very soon, later this day. We got some decisions to make up here for, no, we don't want to buy fuel. No fuel, thank you. Reinforcements are going along pretty smoothly. Um, the good news is our officers are up to 97%. Once I reach 100%, I'll go ahead and kick this down, say by about 10. I'll spend 10 less leadership here in officers and swing that in towards research. So we're going full on in research there. But that is my hope. I don't foresee that. We're only gaining 74 officers a day. With the comments I have going on right now, and mainly like this one here, I'm probably losing that much each day. But we'll see. If it still keep going up, then I'm doing even better than I anticipated. I just remember from my battles that I just lose a lot of officers. It's a struggle to try to keep that in the green. Um, Plus, with all the new builds coming in later on down the road, we'll be seeing officers go away. Another Taiwanese strait, just a straight out liner attacking my fleets. That is a carrier fleet on top of that. I'm probably attacking them here in this case because, yeah, I'm on the left. They're not attacking me. There's a bunch of Chinese ships shipping around here. That's a torpedo boat that's there. That's probably another torpedo boat, Chinese torpedo boat there. Yeah, it looks like it's just the liner that's there because all the other ships showing there are mine. And we have something there. We don't know what it is. And there's my light carrier fleet there. Or otherwise, we've got all of. If we check the naval map mode here, we're patrolling in every single zone, and we have the red areas, we're having the our subs attack shipping, and we can actually see we have sunk 3 enemy convoys, 2 enemy convoys, sunk 2 enemy convoys, 1 enemy convoy. Um, Looks like we have an enemy convoy there. Enemies attacked our raider one time. Probably didn't go very well for them. 2 enemy convoys. We have attacked them twice. Um, the convoys that we're attacking, by the way, are strictly Chinese convoys, which means that it's whatever convoys that they're shipping in resources, which that's good. We want to try to starve China. They do produce enough resources themselves, but anything that they're bringing in for their war machine that we're sinking, that's good. Oh, that's a pretty hefty battle there in the Taiwanese North Taiwan Strait. We lost a destroyer and a motorboat, motor torpedo boat, which that's fine. That's a singular motor torpedo boat, um, which I believe that was involved in an earlier battle and had lost some organization. And honestly, when it dies, I never care about it in any of my any of my campaigns. But for the cost of those two ships and the destroyer, that kind of hurts a little bit. But in return, we sunk 4 of their light cruisers. That's a good portion of their fleet right now. We're taking out one of their interceptors. Cool. Attacking on Beijing, and we actually won in Beijing. Our bomber force was actually doing pretty well in both these cities. It looks like to be able to take out the enemy there. We have another battle streamer. We're actually doing pretty well. I kind of boasted and say we'll be seeing more of those battle streamers as time goes on. I don't know how rapidly the battle streamers go away. If we don't have any victories for a period of time, the very next victory after those streamers go away restarts the clock, as it were. So long as you win some battles, some very good important battles, like in this case here where we killed a lot of the enemy, um, we'll keep increasing our battle streamers here, and it'll keep increasing the bonus of the organizational regain rate and the land organization, um, which you'll see it just lasts for a short period of time there, a couple of months. Very handy still though to have. Alrighty, so we've won in Beijing. We don't actually need to have these guys support any attacks in there. Uh, but we may have some Chinese units that are escaping Tianjin and going into Beijing. Time for our next round of attacks here, because I see we have some units that are free and able to attack. These guys, they'll be a day and a half, probably on the 14th for actually move them. All these guys, they're all set. A couple organization hits here, but nonetheless, they're all set. They can go attack the capital straight out. Last episode, I marked all of the important victory locations with if you click on the province with an allied objective. You can do this if you have allies. You can tell your allies, this is where I want you to attack. Obviously, you can see I have it all over the place here, so I'm probably confusing my allies a little bit. They're probably thinking, you want me to attack all over China? Realistically, though, Mianjing and Manchukuo are pretty much going to push in westward this way, a little bit southward here, but they're not going to go too far. They have like invisible fences, if you will, where they're not going to go beyond, I believe, this river here. They're just going to pretty much stay in this area. But I do this to remind myself at a quick visual glance of where the victory point locations are for each of these countries. As I take them, I'll go ahead and remove them off of the map here. There's another victory point location here, but I don't have it marked because, quite honestly, I'm going to be pouring through here and gaining these fairly swiftly. Alrighty, so we're doing good here. We have them attacking. That's good. I didn't actually attack at Tamzokwai, but nonetheless, looks like Menjiang went ahead and took advantage and pressed forward. That's the advantage of having puppets. They'll they'll either provide expeditionary forces like Manchukuo did for me, or they'll actually move in and attack, which is pretty handy. I will have. We're supporting this attack here. They're moving in here, and I have 3 provinces that I'll need to move into from 2 provinces. So here's what we'll do. My 2 badly damaged cavalry units will move into there. The remainder of my cav units are going to go ahead and attack in here. And then once this conflict is done, I think I'll have, and they're freed up, I should say, I'll have units move into here and also support the attack here as need be. Um, but I think we're good to go otherwise. They're all attacking there. They're pretty much done, and we're just going to kind of wait until we've moved in and secured these provinces here, and our units are ready for another round of attacks. Like these guys, I have, as you can see, 10 ground units that are ready to attack. This will be a bit tougher here. We're going across the river in these two provinces from Tianjin, but we might as well go ahead and start doing that now. Supply, yes, we have supply now going into Tianjin, and you can see the amount of supply in Tangshan, my original location. We have a receive supply 192. They require 339 there. Here they require 302, and we're actually losing supply. If I look at that correctly, it's negative 280. Interesting. But we have a local supply of 1181, 190 there. We have quite a bit of supply. We got at least 4 days of supply just sitting here in Tianjin. So it's probably still a few days away before the supply coming um, from, let's see here, from Sasebo perhaps. Yes, Sasebo to Tianjin. They're shipping 68 supplies every day. That'll probably start ramping up pretty quickly here since Tianjin's required supply is pretty high, and their ability to handle supply is also pretty high, um, and should be getting better as time goes on too. However, while we're doing all right with supply, and look as everything looks, we've got supply coming in pretty soon. I do need to have some attacks going on here. We have two adjoining provinces. We're going to attack in both. I'm going to go ahead and send these guys here that way. And then these guys are all going that way. We'll have the units in here, all, minus him and these two guys, since they're kind of weak. So yeah, we'll have these two leader types go in there. That leader type can go in there as well. Um, and I have a MP unit that I'm going to send to Beijing once things settle down there. I have some planes I need to handle here. So ground attack resting, yeah, we'll go and cancel them out. I want to get their org up. They're good. We're going to have them attack here, ground attack, and just do it continuous. Actually, we'll take that off from continuous, and we'll just have an attack for the month. That way, in case I forget, they're not going to keep attacking here forever until I remember. They're actually looking pretty good, so we'll have them attack that province, and same thing, ground attack, not continuous, just for the next month. And our interceptors are doing what they do best. Okay, ground attack returning. I want them to rest. I want them to regain their org, like they are doing. Okay, so that's good. I have two bomber units. They're both actually doing quite well. They can reach over here. So my medium bombers, same thing as the other bombers, not continuous, just for the next month. My light bombers are also looking pretty healthy. They'll attack that province, ground attack, just for the next month or so. So with my bomber support, I should be breaking open on these two provinces very soon here. We've got a battle in North Taiwan Strait, got another light cruiser that we sunk. That's good. That means all these ships involved here, and even my carrier group, they're gaining some experience through all this. That should translate pretty well here once war is enjoined with the Allies. China is a bit of a pushover when it comes to its navy. They're not all that great. Cool. So we are pushing forward. We're actually doing pretty well here on the Western Front. That battle, it's going to take a little while. As Shaanxi is going to go ahead and try to hold their capital city for, or I should say their victory point location for as long as possible. That's their capital city, actually. But we should be taking that pretty soon here. Now, pause it real quick here. I want to save the game. I already had saved earlier here. Anytime I start Hearts of Iron 3, I go ahead and advance a couple hours, save. As long as the game doesn't crash on that save, then I know I'm good for a while. So we'll go ahead and save here. That way we don't lose anything important. I see we're able to research some more stuff here. Um, Now let's just do that. We'll swing those extra points towards our officers here, so we're gaining 76 a day. We only need to get up to 101,000, so that's about 3,000 more officers here. At 76 a day, that's about 2 months almost. Straight gains. Now, I don't know how many I'm losing, unfortunately, each day, so reaching 100% might take a little bit longer. Um, I really want more research at this point because I really need to start getting these doctrines that I need here, this chain of command, nation, land forces. Actually, pretty much everything needs to be researched, period. But I really need to be focusing on stuff that'll be helping my units in China. But I'm just gonna let things ride for a little bit. We'll see what happens in August. Come August 1st, if I'm looking pretty good still, if I'm around that percentage or even better, or even if I reach 100%, I'll go ahead and switch over my research appropriately, or leadership, I should say, from my officers to my research. All our battles are going pretty good here. Datang, we actually won that, so we should be having the units march in there. We got some units that are available here. He's available in the next 2 hours. I'll let time pass so he becomes available. There we go. So at this point now, we can't go here. And by the way, we didn't attack in this province at all. You can see in the lower right corner, it says that province has too low infrastructure to move in, even with cavalry units. There are certain you have to have a certain level of infrastructure. All provinces have at least one, I believe. There may be some that have zero that obviously you can't move into at all, period. But there are some provinces that have one level one infrastructure, and you can't even move into them with actual armor unit or army units. There may be specialized units that can still move into infrastructure one, but in any event, if you take a adjacent province to a low infrastructure province, you'll automatically capture that low infrastructure province. So that's good. That'll happen here at Bagan Obo. Once we capture these two provinces, or maybe even that one, this should fall, and that'll follow suit here with these others as well. Since we're bounded by low infrastructure provinces, and this is the only province we could potentially attack into, we're going to go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is a multiple attack move at this point. I need to make sure that my units are being told, okay, we need to start moving a little bit swifter to our objectives. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is remove off one unit of the expeditionary force. He's going to stay behind in this province and just hold it um, to prevent, say, rebels coming in and taking things of that kind of nature. And then holding shift, I can go ahead and tell my remaining units that we want to move into that province next, and we'll detach another unit there, and then we'll have move into that next province because that's also low infrastructure. All these top provinces are low infrastructure. We'll drop off another unit there, move into here, drop off another unit, and then we'll go there. Kind of a long. Obviously, they're not going to attack and go into there right away. Each time they get to a new province and enemy province and take it over, that clock kind of ticks where you have units that have to wait until they can organize and attack again. But nonetheless, doing this, I can tell this unit and kind of then forget about them that I want them to go this way. We'll do the same with the other units here in a little bit. The initial attacks, I just kind of wanted to set off and see how they were going before doing these kind of long range attacks. I like to do it with Germany. I'll have, like, say, once Poland is captured here and I start Barbarossa in mid 41, I'll tell my army units that I want you to go up, attack through Poland and Russia up to Leningrad, for example, and I'll detach units along the way there to hold the territory that they capture until I run out of units to actually press my attack further. Um, like to do that quite a bit in several of my attacks here, so that way I can kind of let the game go and do its own thing, as it were, knowing that my strategy overall will be followed by the AI. And speaking of strategy here, see we got a couple of units there. I think we have. We can actually throw in some more width here. I'll have them support, even though that's going to be wrapping up here very, very soon. We need to wrap it up a lot quicker. I need to. I want to take. My goal here is to take Shaanxi and Communist China, People's Republic of China, before winter. It'd be ideal if I can also start pushing a Zibisan Ma and even capture Zibisan Ma before winter, or even during winter of 37. Um, we'll see how that works out. So I want to make sure that we're getting these battles over with fairly quickly, not losing as many men as as we possibly can avoid. We've kind of gone through some manpower already here. Already, these battles are looking actually quite nice. As long as they're green, that's fine by me. Darn the Germans here, they're trained, trained infantry unit there. Okay, yep, supported and kicked out the Shaanxi Chinese there fairly quickly, so that's looking pretty good. We got that conflict going. I thought we had supported. Okay, so we do have the attack going here. Let me pause it real quick. We need to get our militia back involved. We had attacked in here, won, and this one may have happened perhaps last time, and up here too. That may be why I was kind of confused as to why I hadn't actually had captured those. We may have run out of supply with my expeditionary force, and that's why I had to re-attack because we had some units move in there. Here we had some units move in as well, and had to re-attack with our forces. So we will go ahead and support that venture again one more time. These guys can't because they supported. And they got to wait a while. All right, we're looking good there. So I think we've almost fully moved in. Yeah, how long before these guys are ready? Oh, a couple hours, good. My railway artillery, unfortunately, they're not going to be moved in until the 20th. The good news is though they'll be ready to attack once that happens. So we'll wait a couple hours here. Once I see all these go green, as it were, good. So now we're attacking in these two provinces here. I'm going to have, let's have my weakest here support the attack on that province there. Um, just to kind of open up the width, not that I really need it because we have, right now with the units I have in there, we have a 15 width and there's 18 width available. This extra unit coming in is going to fill out the rest of that 18 width, but in case I need extra units to prosecute the battle in there, I'll open up the extra front, as it were, and just with that one unit. The rest of my guys, since they only border two provinces here, we're going to have them all just march in right there. To facilitate that, we're going to have everybody but this guy, because he needs some reorg. We're going to have them support the attack there. They supported the attack in Beijing. They're now going to support the attack here in that province. That'll help open the width there. The 9 or so units, 8 units that I've got attacking in here will be able to fully get into that battle. So overall, we're looking pretty good here. All green everywhere. Waiting to see how this shakes out. You can actually take a look at it. Yeah, it's showing at 9%, but that's fine. We got opening up that extra front here across the river. Um, we're able to bring a few extra units in there, so that's good. We're up to 22 width there, so we have pretty much all the units we can attacking. We got one in reserve. Here we open up that front, increase the width, but everybody's attacking that can, and everybody's attacking that can here too. Speed things up a little bit here. We're going to speed 3 because I want to get moved into the areas that I need to get moved into. That's just a false 99 there. So we've been attacked in Horinger. That's fine. Do your worst. We moved into here. I'll go ahead and remove the objectives there. We've taken that province. We're good to go. Excuse me. As you can see, I have the units told where to go to next, and etc. They already started their next attack. So we're actually looking pretty good in that regards here. We are green. I could, yeah, let's have this guy support the attack. I'll boost it up a little bit there, 73%. Rest of these guys will join in the attack very soon here. We got two guys here. They're bounded by two provinces. Not much we can do there. We're going to wait till we get reinforcements in. Infantry guns advance. Let's see. That's 1938 tech. As I've told many times here, for all my research, I try to stay equivalent year, 1937 or old in this case here. There are some techs, of which this is one, that I try to stay on top of, and I'll research that up to a year in advance. So 1938 tech at this point in time, since we're 1937, I'll go ahead and research. Because of that now, the infantry guns was the last one I needed to be able to research standard and light infantry branches. So we're going to go ahead and add these to the mix. Because of that, and we're doing pretty well here, I know as I said I was going to wait till August, I'm going to go ahead and tick this up to 39. We're going to steal a couple of leadership points away from my officers and put that towards research so we can be researching these as well. As you can see, we'll be getting them in October with all these researched and the infantry guns finishing up in October as well. All of these being where they are, and once the infantry guns is researched, once I have the standard light infantry branch upgrades researched, I'll immediately be able to research the next level of them as well. It'll say 1938, but again, they're very important text to me, so I'll go ahead and do that research. And main reason for that is there's that strategic effect that if you don't maintain your superpower status, as it were, where if your infantry and artillery are close enough in the current year in their research, you'll lose some, I believe, organization to your army units. So we want to stay on top of things there. This battle, even though it's looking kind of shaky at 9, we're doing all right. I got to keep an eye on it though because this armor unit is losing organization left and right, and they've got a lot of units in here. Not really worried about the militia, but it's the other units I'm kind of worried about. So we'll keep an eye on that. Once this battle is completed and we moved in, then we can go ahead and support from this side as well and open up another flank and increase our width and be able to do a little bit better in this battle over here. Yeah, we'll check it again in a couple days. We've got some wasted IC. That's fine. Supplies, we're sitting at 14,000. Once I hit 50, we're going to knock this way down to its needed status here. So we'll be dropping 30 IC into production here, which will get us that armor unit and starting work, or maybe even complete work on this other specialized light infantry. See, wartime is good. That means you can actually use more of your IC towards production to be able to prosecute your wars. They're still attacking here. This, I thought I was supporting the attack. I guess, yeah, the militia supporting the attack. On that note, real quick, you'll notice that our available combat width is 18, but we actually have 20 width in there. And that's because of a little quirk where if you have, and it's probably like one of these specialized light infantry, if you have less than the combat width, the very next unit that comes into the battle will be able to fit in regardless of what that puts your combat width in, even if you go over the allotted combat width. So we probably were at 17 width, and then say like one of these light infantry, or heck, maybe even the cavalry unit jumped in here, and it then bumped up that width to 20. They were able to fit in because the slotted combat width here, the allotted combat width, was more than what they currently was at. We're going to open this up a little bit though, and we're going to have these two cavalry units just come right into here like so. They'll not only support the attack, but they're going to be moving in. These other three units are going to go to the other province they're bounded by. We're going to attack in here. That's going to cut off this attack pretty swiftly here. And then once it does, we'll have these three guys support that attack from the specialized light infantry. These two, they're just waiting. And I might as well move in to here. Oh, we're not moved in fully, so we're going to do that. And that leader is going to move into there as well. Okay. We've got two cavalry units there that we're just overall just kind of waiting what's going on. So I have my expeditionary force going this way. That's good. They're have them pushing west here so we can begin to progress our war into Zibisan Ma pretty soon. I do have other units that are kind of sitting around doing nothing right now, so we need to get them engaged in the battle here. We're at 73%. I feel we're doing okay there. I'll have my specialized light infantry come down here and start that attack. This other cavalry unit, it's a stronger cavalry unit. I'm gonna have them just come into here, attack there, and then we'll see where we need to take them after that. Yep. As soon as I started that attack, they cut it off. They said, no, we don't want any part of that. We'll support. This will jump up pretty handily there. Good. Troops have reached their breaking point, and that was, I wasn't paying attention uh, quite well enough there. That was one of my armor units. I had mentioned in one of my earlier episodes, um, you can go back and you can see that when you lose a unit, which I did here, I wasn't keeping a close enough eye on that battle here because I knew this unit was going to be breaking pretty soon, pretty quickly. Um, that event that said that they broke, I believe, indicated that they'd be reforming in Tokyo. But as you see, they actually reformed in Dalian, and that's because their ultimate uh, headquarters unit, their 6-star headquarters unit, is the Kwangtung Theater. In my experience, whoever your 6-star leader is, that's where you end up reforming. And if you don't have a 6-star, it kind of filters down from there. You know, if you're assigned to a 5, 4, 3-star, you'll just kind of you should be reforming there, or perhaps your capital um, if it's say a 3-star general. I don't think it reformed to a 3-star. But so was the Kwangtung Theater. He just reformed there. What I'm going to go ahead and do is let him sit here. He needs some reinforcements. He needs to improve his strength and organization. And once he's done, I have a passenger liner that can swiftly shuttle him over to Tianjin and get him back into the battle, so he doesn't have to drive all over these mountains and all the way over here to get back to where he needs to go. Our reinforcements we can kick down a little bit. See, we're looking good all around the board here. Yeah, that was on me. I was supposed to be keeping an eye on him, and I did not. For example, here the 8th, we're down to about 29. Anson is launched. Okay, we're down to about 29. I like to try to pull them out a unit when they're say in the teens, under 20. Um, so this unit here, the Cedar division, we're going to have to go ahead and pull them out pretty soon. But we'll wait on that. I'm going to wait till August here, and then I'll actually, let me save the game real quick here at this point in time. I do try to save about weekly when I'm in combat, so we don't lose so much. But I'm going to wait till about, say, the end of the month here, save it, and then we'll go ahead and call it for this particular video here, because I'll be close to the 1 hour mark. Our battle's looking all good. So they're attacking me here. I'm supporting the attack here. I think it's these two units, maybe even here. Yeah, it's got to be that Mountaineers attacking me here, and they're doing pretty well, but that's okay. We will let this ride for a little bit longer. Whoops, Tuxian, that's, which one? This one here. So we have succeeded the attack in this province here. Very bloody for the Nat Chinese. We lost not that many men considering we were crossing a river here. This is going to be a very bloody battle since we've been sitting around where we are. Yeah, Cedar. I'm going to have to pull them out. And we went in this province there. Good. Let's see, where's my Cedar regiment? There we are. Just going to right click on the province. They're not engaged in the battle anymore. As such, this unit will pop in. I have to keep an eye on that guy because he's getting kind of weak. This guy, however, he now can go back into support. He regained enough sufficient amount of his organization to get back in the battle there. Probably have some more. Yeah, reinforcements we need to kick down here. Looking good all around. No decisions. I don't think there's much in the way of decisions that occur in the first few months or so. That's starting to tick up a little bit, and my guys are starting to shake. We're going to go ahead and just say stop. You see, it went from 23 down to 5. So that battle instantly turned poor for them. We're not focusing our attacks on here. We're now focusing on defense. So he's not able to take advantage of that quite so well. And you see, this actually it dipped a little bit, but not quite so much. That's cool. On that note, yeah, we're bringing our attacks there. I would expect I'd be doing a little bit better here because we're not crossing a river, but there are a lot of units. There's 8 units total here. One of them's about ready to break pretty soon. Yeah, militia, but yeah, first line, front line infantry is here. These guys are going to be badasses. It'll be nice to take him out here pretty quickly. Jinghai, that's the other province here. Cool. We're moving there very swiftly across the river. Didn't lose all that many men, as much as I was anticipating for a river attack. Um, my push here westward is going along smoothly. And let's let it keep going smooth. We're in Tungsten. They're attacking me. That's fine. We actually won. I got to wait till we're ready. It looks like about a day. And I'll have the units that appear here support the attack over. And since they won't be attacking over the river, it's not going to be quite as bloody. That other army unit, I'm just going to go ahead and pull them off. That way we don't run the risk of them also dying. Okay, we're looking good. Looking good. How about these guys? They're all set. We're going to have all of them support the attack over here. How much does that go up to? 29. Good. Opens the width up to 26. So a couple more of these guys will be able to pour into here. And the next unit that I have to pull off, which probably will be this guy here, the 20th, I'll have another unit that'll be able to join in here. Yeah, we're up to 28 width at this point. Once I pull him off, that should drop me below, should drop me down to 25, and then one of these units will be able to join in the conflict. But looking good, looking good. I'm not keeping a close eye on here because really there's not a lot of naval combat that'll be occurring. The Chinese have been thoroughly spanked all around, and at most my losses have been simply a destroyer and the motor torpedo boat. We have some air combat. Uh, I guess it regained the Chinese regained enough org on their interceptor. They decided to do something. Medicine advance. We'll keep going with that. That's good to have. Yes, yes. Okay, these guys are ready for their next round of attacks. They're bordered by 2 provinces. I will actually, once this is completed, then I'll have them, everybody that's here, come down into that province. Everybody here should be going down into that province. I will leave an infantry unit behind, and actually maybe that guard, since they need some org regain. And I'll have those 3 units keep pressing the attack here. Let's see here. Quick battle. Those 3 units took them out rapidly. I have 1 unit here. Those guys are moving in very soon, so I can actually have this unit just go all the way over like so. We got guys coming in. Granted, headquarter units, not terribly efficient in defense, but good enough to hold that province, and that's all I really need. These guys, they're waiting for their next job here. We're moving into there, so we can actually have these guys attack here, and these guys will support the attack there. We'll see how rapidly this. Yep, 97. I thought it'd be pretty good. Everybody is going to be enjoying the attack here. Creating a new front, open that combat width up quite a bit. Artillery barrel. That's 1939 tech. That is 2 years in advance. We will cancel it. We don't need that anymore. We will, however, since artillery brigades, it works in conjunction with the infantry techs I need to research. I want to stay ahead on artillery brigades research, so we're going to go ahead and research it. It's 1938, just 1 year ahead. I just want to make sure that I maintain my superpower status, and the benefits, of course, far outweigh any kind of negatives that you might say are enjoined because we're researching tech that's a year in advance here. I do need to start researching other tech though, and that's why I'm kind of hoping my officer ratio goes up a bit further here soon. We're looking good there. Got to keep an eye on this battle because I do have a kind of a weak unit there. We have a victory, very costly one it looks like. In Huaren, that's there. That's from these units here. And yeah, I think that was kind of costly because I had a couple. Yeah, that unit was kind of shaky. I remember seeing it and thinking to myself, I need to keep an eye on it and ensure that I pull them off the line as needed. Um, they won't be able to help in this province at all. We're attacking here. We still have the one mountaineer attacking cavalry units. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. That will just exhaust you and make my next set of attacks through here easier to handle. Yep. We're pressing forward, pressing forward. We're not quite ready yet for our naval attacks with our Marines in this province, though we're very, very close to. August is when I mentally thought to myself we would target that. And based upon how well my attacks are doing in northern China, I think that's what I will do. The amount of time it'll take for my Marines to take this peninsula here and for my main line army units to push through to at least this river line here, I think will be about equivalent. So we'll be starting to kind of smush in the Chinese into this area here. But I really need some reinforcements, and I forget when the first event occurs that provides those reinforcements for me. I'm hoping it's pretty soon here because I'll need those. I need mainline infantry units to hold this province for me, so I can then reset my Marines and utilize them for the next round of attacks. But overall, we're doing really, really well. I know my Air Force is handling what it needs to handle. So we don't need to be attacking either of these two provinces point in time. So I will actually have them attack here, pull that off. So that way it's just for the month. They're looking good. We don't need to attack there. We're going to have them attack there and help out in this battle. It's my interceptors. They're now regained in the org. We're going to have them attack here. And we're actually going to say attack attack some surrounding provinces here. We don't need that one. That one's too far. There we go. So we'll have them attack continuously in this area for a period of time. They're all set. We will actually, you know what? We're going to, in just a matter of days, we're going to be attacking this peninsula here. So we want to do that. This whole entire peninsula is going to be attacked by close air support. Even though I don't have anything attacking here yet. My Marines will be very soon. At the very least, if we find any units here, if they're able to find any, they can go ahead and attack them. Young King, is that one? Okay, so that's everybody that's there. So my other bomber units, we have a medium bomber. How far out are they able to attack? Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to have them start to attack in this area. Oops, not quite that much. There we are. Have them attack in this entire area here continuously. They'll be helping out in battles here, and they'll be attacking units that they find targets opportunity as they can. So we'll let that go, and we'll see how far my light bomber is able to take battle here. I want to start attacking in this area. Can we? Nope, too far. So Nat China area is about as far as they can go. Yeah. So we'll say that. They don't need to attack in these areas here. And we're going to take everything on that's on this side of the river here. I have other air units assigned into this area. My light bombers, they can take care of the any units that are on this side of the river there, and again continuously. So that's that for air power. green across the board. Oil going down because we're converting into fuel because we're using, well, it says 2. Okay. Um, I thought we were using a lot more fuel because of my ship's naval units running around, and as well as my air units. I think we're at the end of the month at this point in time, and I don't want to go too much further. We're at 1 hour, so I'll go ahead and save the game. And thank everybody for watching at this point in time. Please provide comments, questions. I'm happy to answer. It does warm my heart when I see people that are enjoying my videos here, so thank you for that. But otherwise, hope everybody has a great day. Take care.